Man, his mama taught him right. That's my unofficial nephew now. I love his whole ass family. Even the ones I might not. Because everybody you love got some shit people in their family. Shit, I don't need other people's family to be shit family, to be forced into knowing about them and tolerating them. We all have that in our own shit. So when I love a sister, I gotta love her family. Excuse me, I gotta love, because I don't mind loving her family, but I gotta love her relatives too. So, anyway, Wiz is my nephew. I love his mama for making him. Wiz is my nephew. I love his mama for making him. Also, Marcus and Quella, my nephews. I love their mama for making them. Also, Junior and William are my nephews, and I love their mama for making them. Basically, and a couple of you sisters have kids who are my nieces and my nephews, and I love you for making them. Y'all know I'm team parents over procreators, so. I'll be fair, cause I ain't no bandwagon bitch, so I can't honestly say I slept on Wiz. I always been, no, I can't say a supporter because I never paid attention to the lyrics. But I've always been I don't want to say, I hate the word fan, just like I hate the word celebrity. But I've always been a fan of his talent. But I just took it as that because that's what we do. We don't know them hoes, right? But I just lumped him in the whole Y2K hip hop category, which all those clowns are trash. And they Procreators are too, but so I never really paid attention to his lyrics. But I really start noticing that I like him individually, separate from the primary rappers that they use to pump their narratives into the community. So I just wrote him off. Liked his music though. But low key, I must have been feeling the lyrics too. Because I'll be turning on rappers. I'll be like, oh, this a jam. And then I know who the fuck they are, and I'll be like, fuck that. Fuck boy. And to intensify matters, when I learned that he was seeing Amber Hoes, I really slapped him in that category then. Because just from what we know about her personally, I can't even see her physical beauty. You know how my squad knows that a person's character is directly affects their visual appeal for me. Oh my God. All this is fire. So then not only did he choose to date a female like her, he procreated with her. He made a female like that the mother of his child. Nephew. Anyway, fortunately, he and his mother will be able to balance out a lot of the fuckery that he picks up around his mama. So I like everything about Wiz except his baby mama. And I hope he's grown out of making relationship choices based on his nuts. Because that's all that could have been. Because I know he's a thoroughly intelligent motherfucker. Thoroughly intelligent. And I think that man should be protected in the industry at all costs. But I ain't worried about him because I know his mama. And she got this. And at this stage, I'm going to do whatever I can do to guide it too. Because I ride for my family. That don't taste as good as usual. That tastes suspicious. I'm not going to finish drinking it. Yeah, so I never really seen him in the news with no bunch of scandals and bullshit. The only thing he did that was fuckboy worthy was hook up with a hose. Yeah, that's it. And so eventually I saw him on Snoop and Martha's, what kind of party was it called? Potluck dinner. I saw Wiz Khalifa. It was on one of the earlier episodes because I stopped watching that pretty fast too. Narratives, y'all, the narratives. But anyway, yeah. So, and what's funny about the way they marketed that show and got the masses to go for the okie doke on that, I won't say it was brilliant, but it was smart, effective for sure. But you know, I respect Martha for staying in her lane. She's a G with that. And I appreciate her not being phony about her racism. She's actually just a basic racist. And I can't be, well, I can be mad at that. And in fact, I am. But I'm just saying that's not necessarily directly her fault because, duh, she grew up white and privileged. What is with this phone? Yeah, so she grew up white and privileged and makes no apologies for that. And I don't pat her on the back for making no apologies for that. I just pat her on the back. I just credit her for being who she is, even when she's in the comfort of the company of black people. And people who are vile racists, or barbaric racists, don't have the capacity to do that. Definitely not on a public platform. Oh, excuse me. Don't have the capacity to do that. And if they do have, if they are forced to do it, it's on a public platform to make themselves, to relinquish themselves of the appearance of racism. But I think in Martha's case, I think she's like that in private with black people. I think she's comfortable with and around, well, for most black people. And I think when she's not comfortable, she can acknowledge that. I don't think she'll drop the N-bomb, not because she don't want to, but because she knows it's inappropriate, which any colonizer could basically, like, we can deal with that. You racist, you believe what you believe, and that's okay. But you're not out here offending anyone and blatantly or even low-key supporting the genocide on us. I mean, you don't necessarily care, Martha. We see that. So fuck you for that. But you live in your life. I mean, I can't. It's what I say about interracial relationships of any kind, platonic or otherwise, professional or otherwise, and your allies in general. Like, you can believe your ally is an ally, and they may very well be, but the reality is, if the kitchen gets too hot, their skin still gives them the option to bail out. And you can't act surprised or disappointed or betrayed because the person that you deemed them as an ally. You trusted them as an ally. That's why you disappointed. But we look at that motherfucker like it was a colonizer, but you thought you used their victim cry of reverse racism when we tried to told you. I'm not saying all white people can't be trusted. Yes, I am. In fact, though, all black people can't be trusted. But the point is, there are levels to this shit. And I just said all that to say, I'm not surprised by all the oddities happening these days in interracial relationships, even where the couple has been married for decades, and even where the couple has sadly brought unsuspecting little lives into this bitch under those circumstances. So y'all didn't understand why your grandmas and granddads, you got convinced, you got sold the bill of insanity for our old school elders who used to call them honkies and didn't want, and if she can't use your comb, don't bring them home. If they can't use your comb, don't bring them home. Your mom and daddy and grandmom and dad wasn't saying that just because they hate white people. They were saying it because it's dangerous. It's because their life is because space within their company is not necessarily safe. Unless y'all ain't gonna go nowhere or do nothing ever. Be exposed to other humans. It's dangerous. But shout out to y'all that's willing to go for it. Good for you. But if you're a bad wench, don't act like people was waiting on your relationship to fail. Because your relationship didn't fail. Let's say they were waiting on it to fail. It didn't fail because people were waiting on it to. You see what I'm saying? Because if you have a healthy relationship and let's say people are still waiting for it to fail, and it doesn't because it's a healthy relationship, and you chose on moral character and not on how sexy they are, how much money they make, how popular they are, how many views they can get you. Because these whole relationships built for public consumption, girl. I don't mean relationships that build a brand based on the love they have. There's no thin line between the two. I'm talking about people that get into relationships from jump, and it's founded in the popularity that they can, viewership or following that they can build. You in danger, girl. You in danger.